Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to UMFS Live. My name is Nate, and this is episode 2 of season 3. I am going to dial in this week's guest real quick. Here we go. We're going to be joined by Jill, who is the annual giving officer in our development office here at UMFS. She works with donors and volunteers who help support the children, teens, and families we serve here at UMFS. Let's see if that invitation has gone through. There it is. And hopefully Jill will be joining us here momentarily. There's Jill. Hey, good afternoon, Jill. It's so good to see you.
Hey.
I appreciate, Jill, you joining us this afternoon. I was introducing everyone to you. You are annual giving officer in our development office, where you get to work with donors and volunteers and help really support the mission to serve children, teens, and families. I wanted to jump in and go to our first question, and let's see here. Tell us, Jill, really, what inspired you to join this organization?
Oh, wow. That is a good question, Nate. I actually learned about UMFS for the first time through my church. I am a member of Reveille United Methodist Church, which is just about a mile down the road from UMFS. A small group was going over to volunteer and work with some of the kids in one of the cottages, and my husband and I ended up going over, and I just loved it. So for a couple of years after that, we kept going over to volunteer and work with the kids in the cottages, and we decided, hey, there's other volunteer opportunities on this campus as well. So we started volunteering directly, and after about 10 or 12 years, I was like, I'm feeling kind of a call to make this more of a full-time thing. So I reached out to learn more what some sort of opportunities might be available, and a job opened up on the development team. So I decided to leave my corporate marketing job behind and join the staff of UMFS full-time. That was about 5 years ago. I'm actually celebrating my 5-year anniversary in February. I can't believe it's been 5 years already. But I can honestly say it was the best career decision I ever made.
Oh, well, that's so great to hear. And I love hearing about longevity when I speak to different guests and the different paths that they took to arrive at UMFS. And I think it just really speaks volumes to our organization as a whole. So thank you for sharing. Your development team is really busy during the holiday season, but that's we have so much generosity from the community, really statewide. Can you talk about a little bit, even during those difficult times during the holiday season when there's just a lot going on, what keeps you coming back?
Oh gosh. I just love the job, honestly. It's such a privilege to be able to connect people with what they are passionate about and how that matches up with the kids and families here at UMFS. Serving kids in foster care and kids struggling with mental health challenges and students in special education. There are just so many wonderful kids here who have a lot of needs, and there's a lot of different ways for people to support them. And it's exciting to be able to talk with people and to connect, some of their interests and what they have to offer with some of the needs of the kids and families here. And it's a lot of fun to be able to talk with people, to understand better where they're coming from, and to be able to share more about our kids and families and the needs that are out there. So I love my job. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and in speaking with those different people throughout the community, you realize all these great connections and all these really interesting backstories. I mean, UMFS has been here in Richmond on Broad Street for 121 years, so there's a lot of people that this organization has helped through the years, and it's just really always great to hear those connections. So thank you for sharing that, Jill. So when you're not working with the community, building connections and just doing great work for UMFS and the families we serve, what do you like to do for yourself, Jill? How do you unwind?
That's a funny question, Nick, because when I'm not here at UMFS doing this kind of work, I tend to do similar things in my off time as well. I continue to be really involved in my local church, so I do a lot of mission and outreach work there. Obviously, I'm talking a lot about UMFS with my church members, but I do some other outreach and ministry opportunities as well. But when I'm not doing that, I love to hike and go kayaking. There's a lot of great places to kayak here in Virginia, so that's a lot of fun. I love to travel and spend time with friends and family.
Yeah, and you deserve that so much because I know that you are so invested in different volunteerism opportunities, working with your church. I know that about you. So thank you for sharing that about how you actually unplug from everything, get in touch with nature. Um, Something that you maybe have learned through your work with UMFS specifically that has impacted you personally, and if so, is that something you can elaborate on for us?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The thing that brought me to UMFS first was volunteering with our kids. In that case, it was kids in our Child and Family Healing Center program, so kids who are struggling with more acute mental health challenges. But one of the most meaningful volunteer opportunities I've had here, which was the last official volunteer opportunity before I came on staff, was serving as a mentor for a young lady from the foster care system. And I am 8 years later, still her mentor. And I can say it's the most impactful volunteer opportunity I ever had. But honestly, it's just been a life-changing connection for me. I just love that girl. And I feel like I have learned just as much from her as she has learned from me, just in general. But honestly, spending a lot of time with her and with some of the other youth that we serve, I just have learned so much what it's like to come from very different backgrounds. I think it helps build a lot of empathy to understand better what other folks have been through. And I have used those learnings to actually help bring that to life for other people too. Because I think the whole world could use a lot more empathy right now. And I love to share some of those stories to help other people maybe understand what it's like to walk in a different person's shoes.
It's beautifully stated, and really for me, what it comes down to is kind of that perspective, just getting really a different lens on things, and not because you don't want to have that lens, but sometimes you just don't know what you don't know, and
Yeah.
with the population that we serve and some of the backstories that we hear, there's just a lot of things maybe that people don't understand or realize on the surface. And I know that your connection with your mentee has been so strong, and I've had an opportunity to see that and make friends with your mentee as well. So thank you for that with us. I want to move along here, rounding out the interview. Again, Jill, thank you for joining us for UMFS Live. I have one last question if you're still good on time.
That sounds great.
All right. So, what does the holiday season mean to you, and what are you looking forward to most this year?
Oh gosh. Well, as a Christian, obviously, I get excited about the holiday season because it's one of our most important holidays, celebrating the birth of Jesus. So I try very hard to make sure I'm keeping that in mind during the holiday season because there are a lot of other distractions out there. But that said, I do love some of those distractions as well. I love some shiny, twinkly lights. I've been out on the Richmond Tacky Light Tour just a couple of weeks ago and had a lot of fun. Actually, my mentee was with me. We had a lot of fun doing that. And I love Christmas carols. I love all of that stuff, making cookies. So that's always important to me, but also making sure that I'm spending time with friends and family. So I just got back from a weekend trip to see my dad and my brother. We got to see some sparkly, twinkly lights while we were doing that. And I look forward to seeing some more friends and family here over the next week and a half.
Well, I hope you get to see everyone you're planning to see. Have a safe, healthy, and happy Christmas, New Year, holiday season. Jill, I want to thank you for everything that you do at UMFS. I want to thank you for sharing some time with us today. I want to thank your team as well. Many thanks to everyone who's tuned into UMFS Live. We will be back after the new year with new episodes, so please keep following us on Facebook. Follow us right here on Instagram. If there's any other information you'd like about the development team and the work that Jill and her team do, you can visit umfs.org/get-involved, or just simply go to umfs.org and click around. There's lots of good content there. The website's relatively new. Again, Jill, thank you so much for your time. We're wishing everyone a happy holiday season, and we hope you'll join us for more episodes of UMFS Live. Take care.
Bye.